And let's talk about Matthew and how it's affecting a little bit further up the coast from us, Juno Beach, and that's where CBS 4's Ted Scouten is standing by with a report on how things are there. Ted.
Hi, Rick and Ruta Bay. Well, right now we're getting, the wind is picking up again. We've had those little bands that have moved through. We've had, I'd say, two big ones that have come through where the wind has been heavier as it pushes through, and we've gotten a good amount of rain, but those were really pretty short. Let me give you a look outside of or over here at the ocean. You can see the waves obviously whipped up out here right now. You have a lot of wind that's pushing those waves. Of course, one of the big concerns always when you're on the beach or next to the ocean is storm surge. That's caused, when the wind kind of blows the water in, and as it blows the water in, it causes the elevation of the sea to rise. This gives you an example over here. That's the Juno Pier. So as you have that water coming in with surge, that brings it up higher, and then you have waves on top of that. They can be up to 7 or 10 feet. So the expectation is with that pier there, you can easily see how when we get that surge and those big waves, that entire thing is going to be just covered with waves and with water. Obviously, that's why it's not very smart to be out there right now. I see a couple of people toward the front of it, but no one out toward the bottom part of it. Throughout the day, we've had a lot of people coming out here onto the beach, just kind of hanging out, seeing what there is to see. Right now, they're just walking around. What we've noticed is that every time one of those bands come through, this beach just clears off. And once again, emergency managers are telling people really they should be staying away from the beach, and they should be staying indoors now as the winds begin to pick up. Still not that extreme here right now, but as the day goes on, you're going to want to be obviously well aware of those strong winds and being out on the road trying to drive through these strong winds. Also here in Palm Beach County, there is a mandatory evacuation that's in effect for the barrier island. So that goes from Singer Island all the way down to Boca Raton. So that includes Singer Island, the town of Palm Beach, all of that. There's a mandatory evacuation that went into full effect today. Right now, 13 shelters are open in Palm Beach County. We're told that there's about 1,600 or so people in the shelters. And as we've reported earlier, power outages. We are seeing some power outages here in Palm Beach County. At this point, about 1,000 of them. So right now, just waiting. Right now the wind is blowing at a good clip. Nothing too serious at this point. Certainly not what we're expecting later on. Rick and Ruta Bay.
So, Ted, you've been out there for a while. You've been seeing those changes, and still people out there not listening to those warnings. What do they tell you when you ask them what they're still doing out there, and if you remind them that emergency managers are telling everyone to get off the beaches?
Well, they're telling us that they just want to see what's going on. They want to see what it looks like. So they're coming down here. A lot of people, even with kids, have come down here. I don't see any kids here right now, but just a little while ago, we had a bunch of kids, probably about 15 of them, ranging in age from maybe 5 or 6 up to teenagers. And they're saying they'll go in when it gets bad, that right now they're a little bit stir crazy. Well, this is still early in this whole weather event, so find things to do at home, because that's the safest place to be. Coming out here is not a good idea, because what happens if something blows in really quickly and then they're having a hard time trying to get home or getting off the beach?
Ted, I want to go back to what you were talking about with some of the evacuations in Palm Beach County. I know that we do have some viewers in the southern part of the county and southern Boca Raton area that do get our signal there. Can you give us the information again about who is being told to evacuate from Boca Raton and some of those other areas in South Palm Beach County?
Yeah, specifically it's zones A and zones B. Zone A includes all the people who are in mobile homes, manufactured homes, homes that are not made very well, that they're not a good structure. Also people who are in low-lying areas who could be subject to flooding. Zone B, that's the barrier island. So that goes from Singer Island, which is just across from Riviera Beach, all the way down to the county line. And then, of course, it takes over from there in Broward County. But all those people should be off of the barrier island. There again, the concerns are storm surge, also wind. If any emergency crews have to try and get over those bridges over the intracoastal to try and help people out who are stranded, who are having an emergency situation, chances are they're not going to be able to get there, because if the winds are that strong, they're not going to be able to get across those bridges. So that's why that mandatory evacuation is so important. If you stay in an area where there's a mandatory evacuation, you're pretty much on your own. They've made it very clear, and I think we've heard this in all counties, it's been very clear that emergency responders, the ambulances, fire trucks, police, are not going to be able to make it to you. They may try, but the chances of them getting there aren't always that good, and if they do, it's very long, and they could also injure themselves, therefore not able to help other people who are in dire need as well.
Exactly. They have their hands full already, and you're not only risking your own life when you don't evacuate, you're also risking the people who are coming in to try to help you. All right, Ted Scouten, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ted.